What if the very checkups you've always trusted are silently doing more harm than good? I know it sounds shocking, but I learned it the hard way when I took my 84-year-old mother, Elaine, for a routine physical. Everything seemed fine, until her doctor ordered a series of follow-up tests. Just to be sure, those tests led to weeks of waiting, more scans, a minor procedure, and a painful infection that left her bedridden for months. In the end, they found nothing dangerous, but the stress, the fear, the side effects, they were very real. That experience forced me to ask, are all these tests really helping? Or have we accepted a medical routine that's outdated for people in their golden years? If you're over 70, or love someone who is, you might be shocked by what we'll uncover today, because in this video, you'll discover which tests are truly essential and which ones you can confidently skip, how overtesting can quietly harm your body, your peace of mind, and your wallet, and most importantly, how to take back control of your health in a way that brings more joy, more energy, and more meaning to every single day. This isn't just another health video. It's a wake-up call. And maybe, just maybe, it's the shift in thinking that could change the rest of your life. So make yourself comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. And by the way, if you're watching this video and found it helpful, please enter 1 in the comment section. If not, enter 0. Or, if you're dealing with any health issues or have questions, leave a comment below. We promise to read and reply to every single one. Let's continue. Why more tests? Don't always mean more health. For most of my life, I believed that more meant better, especially when it came to health. More checkups, more tests, more scans, because if you catch something early, you can treat it early, right? That's what we've been told for decades, and for younger people, that often holds true. But for older adults, that catch-everything mindset can backfire badly. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Richard. He's 77, active, sharp, and walks 2 miles every morning. Last year, his doctor recommended a full-body scan during a health fair. It sounded thorough, even impressive. What followed was 6 months of fear. The scan showed a shadow on his kidney. Panic set in. More appointments, more tests, a painful biopsy. Then, nothing. It was benign. It had always been benign. Richard told me something I'll never forget. That scan didn't save my life. It stole half a year of it. It turns out he's not alone. According to a major study from the University of California Health System, nearly 70% of adults over 70 receive medical tests that aren't clinically necessary. And worse, those tests often lead to overdiagnosis and treatments that carry real risks. Here's the truth. As we age, our bodies change. But the medical system often doesn't. Many tests are still based on standards designed for people in their 30s or 40s. A slightly elevated cholesterol level in your 70s. It might actually protect you. An irregular heartbeat that panics your doctor. It might just be your body's new rhythm. And while younger folks might recover easily from procedures like colonoscopies or biopsies, older adults face much higher risks, from complications, infections, even reactions to anesthesia. The medical world is slowly catching on. The American Geriatric Society now recommends a more selective, personalized approach to senior health care. But the system moves slowly, and fear moves fast. That's why this video is here, to help you step back, breathe, and look at your health with clearer eyes. Not fear, not habits, but facts and wisdom. Coming up next, I'll walk you through 5 real-life stories that completely changed how I view aging and health. And they just might change yours too. Sometimes it's not medical journals or statistics that open your eyes. It's the quiet, personal stories that happen around you. Let me share 5 stories that shifted the way I think about health after 70. 1. Linda's lung nodule. Linda, 76, is a retired schoolteacher who never smoked a day in her life. A scan picked up a small nodule in her lung. The doctor said it was probably nothing, but ordered more tests just to be safe. That probably nothing turned into 6 months of emotional torment. CT scans, PET scans, and eventually a needle biopsy. The result? Benign. But the damage was done. I stopped sleeping. I imagined my funeral. I wasn't living. I was waiting for bad news, she told me, her voice breaking. 2. Harold's high cholesterol. At 81, Harold's cholesterol numbers crept slightly above the standard range. His doctor prescribed statins. 2 months later, he could barely get out of his chair due to severe muscle pain. After a second opinion, the new doctor said, "At your age, those numbers are not dangerous. The side effects are." He stopped the medication. The pain faded. His walks resumed. 3. Joan's hearing loss. Joan, 79, began withdrawing from family conversations. She kept saying, "I'm just tired." What she didn't say was that she couldn't hear well and was embarrassed. After getting fitted with hearing aids, she told me, "I feel like I came back to life. I didn't realize how lonely silence had become." 4. Charles's checkup anxiety. Charles, a spry 74, would get a full-body checkup every year out of habit. 1 year, an irregular liver enzyme sent him into a tailspin. More tests, more worry. In the end, it was a harmless fluctuation, but he told me, "That one number ruined my peace for 3 weeks. Maybe I need fewer numbers, not more." 5. My mother's digestive collapse. And then there's my own mother. A minor anomaly on a blood panel led to a biopsy. The biopsy caused an infection. The antibiotics for the infection disrupted her gut health. She couldn't eat properly for 6 months. One small result, a domino effect. Her words haunt me still. The test made me sick, not the disease. These aren't isolated stories. They're part of a larger pattern, a reminder that in the second half of life, being proactive doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes it means doing less, but doing it wisely. In the next part, we'll shift from what not to do to what truly matters. I'll walk you through the 5 essential tests that every adult over 70 should consider keeping. These are backed by research, experience, and real-life impact. So, what tests still matter after 70? Now that we've talked about what you might not need, let's focus on what's still vital. Because this isn't about avoiding all tests. It's about choosing the ones that truly protect your well-being, extend your independence, and preserve your quality of life. Let me walk you through the 5 tests I've seen make the biggest difference for people over 70, starting with my own family. 1. Blood pressure monitoring. High blood pressure is sneaky. It rarely shows symptoms until it's too late. My father, Ron, began checking his blood pressure every morning after a small stroke at 72. At first, it felt like a chore. Now he calls it his morning tuning fork. It tells me if I can trust my body today, or if I need to take it slow, he says. This simple habit helps prevent strokes, heart attacks, and sudden drops that can lead to falls. No big machines, no hospital visits. just a small device and a daily check-in. Second, diabetes screening. Diabetes can silently damage nerves, kidneys, and eyesight before you even notice. But it's also very manageable, especially with early detection. Take Shirley, 75, a widow who started walking every morning after being diagnosed with prediabetes. Within a year, she reversed it without any medication. She told me, "I thought diabetes would limit me, but it actually helped me find my rhythm again." Third, bone density scan. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in seniors. Osteoporosis makes bones fragile, but it's often invisible until a fracture occurs. My Aunt Marie broke her hip at 78 reaching for a book. After recovery, she said, "If I had known earlier, I could have started treatment sooner and avoided months in a wheelchair." A bone scan takes minutes but can prevent life-altering injuries. Fourth, hearing and vision tests. These might sound optional, but they're not. When you struggle to hear or see, the world narrows. Conversations get harder. Driving becomes risky. Depression creeps in. My friend George resisted hearing aids until he started missing jokes at dinner. When he finally got fitted, his daughter cried. "I have my dad back," she said. These senses are the gateways to connection. Keep them open. Femta depression screening. Depression isn't just sadness, it's a loss of motivation, sleep, and health. After losing her husband, my mother seemed to dim like a fading light. We thought she was just grieving, until a simple screening led to therapy. Today, she says, "I didn't know how dark it had become until someone helped me open the window again." These 5 tests don't just detect problems, they protect your capacity to live, move, feel, and connect. They help ensure your years ahead aren't just long, but meaningful. Up next, let's talk about how to personalize your health care, how to know which tests truly fit your body, history, and lifestyle. Because cookie-cutter care doesn't work when you're one of a kind. If there's one thing I've learned caring for my parents, it's this: no one knows their body like they do. And yet, our healthcare system often treats everyone like a 40-year-old in perfect shape. That's not just frustrating, it can be dangerous. After 70, healthcare should stop being one-size-fits-all and start being tailor-made. Let me show you how to take back that control. Through personalization. Start with your medical history. Is there heart disease in your family? Then cardiovascular screenings might stay on your list. Did your parents have colon cancer? Maybe you keep those colonoscopies, but with more caution. My friend James lost both his parents to heart disease. He told me, "I won't skip my cardiac tests, but I say no to full-body scans now. I don't want to chase shadows." Knowing your roots helps you choose your battles. Look at your past professions. My dad worked as a carpenter in dusty conditions for 40 years. Now, in his 80s, he still gets lung checks, but skips prostate screening. "The sawdust followed me home," he once said. "My job carved my risk profile." Your body remembers your career, so let it guide your care. Match tests to lifestyle. Been a lifelong smoker? Lung scans may still matter. Spent decades in the sun? A skin cancer check isn't optional. My neighbor Helen was a gardener for 30 years. When a small spot on her ear turned out to be early melanoma, she told me, "The garden gave me peace, but it also gave me this reminder to pay attention." Review medications you take now. Many older adults take 5, 6, even 10 medications a day. Some of these can quietly harm your liver, kidneys, or digestive tract over time. That's why my Aunt Clara, who's been on arthritis meds for years, gets liver tests every 6 months. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Ask these 4 key questions at every doctor visit. Do I really need this test at my age? What are the risks if I skip it? Will the result change how we treat anything? What happens if we wait and watch instead? I bring this list to every appointment with my parents. It turns anxiety into conversation and confusion into clarity. Personalized health isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity for aging well. Coming up next, we'll shift from medical charts to daily choices. I'll share the lifestyle habits that matter more than any prescription and how they've transformed the lives of seniors I know and love. Here's a truth that most people miss. After age 70, your habits matter more than your hospital visits. It's not that tests don't help. They do. But what truly shapes the quality of your life? What you do every single day. Let me introduce you to someone who proves that. Mr. Leonard is 92 years old. Every morning, rain or shine, he walks the same 3 laps around the neighborhood park. No walker, no excuses, just a steady rhythm and a soft smile. I once asked him, "What's your secret?" He grinned and said, "Medicine is good, but my legs are better medicine." Movement is everything. It keeps your joints fluid, your heart strong, and your mind clear. And it doesn't have to be strenuous. My mother, after being diagnosed with arthritis at 73, started aqua exercising 3 times a week. She said, "Water became my partner. It held me up when my body couldn't. If walking isn't your style, try swimming, stretching, or even dancing." The key is consistency over intensity. Then there's food. As you age, your need for protein increases, but your appetite might not keep up. Many seniors have trouble chewing meat or digesting heavy meals. That's why I started preparing simple, protein-rich dishes for my mother. Soft tofu stir-fry, scrambled eggs, lentil stews, baked salmon. She doesn't miss red meat anymore, and her strength has improved noticeably. Don't underestimate nutrition. It fuels every part of healing. Hydration matters too. Did you know that the sense of thirst dulls as you age? Dehydration sneaks up silently. So I set alarms on my father's phone, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. At first, he grumbled. Now he proudly says, "I drink water like clockwork. My skin and my stomach thank me." And let's not forget sleep. Many older adults struggle with falling or staying asleep, but routines can help. My mother's nighttime ritual is simple. A warm cup of milk, light stretching, soft music. No sleeping pills, just rhythm and comfort. She once told me, "My evening routine is better than any prescription." These habits are more than routines. They're rituals of self-respect. And when you stack them together, movement, nutrition, hydration, rest, they form the foundation of real health. In the next part, we'll explore something just as powerful, your emotional health. Because the mind and body don't just influence each other, they dance together. Let's talk about something we often overlook when we talk about staying healthy: how you feel. Because after 70, emotional health isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. And the truth is, loneliness, grief, and stress can weaken your immune system just as quickly as any virus. Take Mrs. Irene, 80 years old. After her husband passed, her spark faded. She stopped attending church, avoided calls, and couldn't sleep. Her family thought, "She's just adjusting. It's normal." But after a simple depression screening at the clinic, they learned it was more. She started therapy, got support, and slowly the light came back. She told me, "I didn't even realize how lost I felt. Talking about it helped me feel human again." Emotional pain doesn't always show up as tears. It can show up as fatigue, forgetfulness, irritability, or even chronic aches. That's why I always tell caregivers, if you notice a change in someone's energy, appetite, or smile, don't assume it's just aging. Ask how they're really feeling. Now, here's something powerful. Social isolation is as harmful to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not my opinion. It's from research published by the National Institute on Aging. We're not meant to grow old alone. Let me share what changed my mother's life. At 77, she joined a small local choir. She hesitated at first. What if I don't sing well anymore? But by the second rehearsal, she was laughing, sharing recipes, even helping plan performances. She told me, "Singing made me feel young again. Not just my voice, but my spirit." You don't need a stage to reconnect. Even weekly game nights, coffee chats with neighbors, or joining a club can lift the fog of loneliness. Meditation is another tool my friend Harold swears by. At 76, he started with just 5 minutes of breathing in silence. Now he meditates daily and says, "My blood pressure went down, but more than that, my anger did." He didn't just calm his heart, he quieted the noise inside. So if you feel off, not just in your body, but in your mood, please know this. That matters. It deserves care. It deserves your attention. And if you're watching this video and any part of your emotional well-being has been touched by what I've shared, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below, even just one word. It might be the first step in a conversation that changes something. Next, let's bring this all home with something practical. How to create a safe, supportive environment that protects your health even when no one is around. Sometimes, the biggest health risks don't come from a disease, but from a misplaced rug. Yes, really. Every year, over 3 million older adults in the U.S. are treated in emergency rooms for fall-related injuries. And many of those falls happen right at home, in the places that should feel safest. But the good news? Most of them are preventable. Let me tell you about Mr. Walter, a retired mechanic and proud grandpa. At 82, he slipped in the bathroom one night and fractured his hip. He was healthy before, but the injury set off a cascade. Weeks in rehab, loss of mobility, and eventually, he stopped going out altogether. He told me, "That fall didn't just break my hip. It broke my routine, my confidence." That's when I realized, home safety isn't about paranoia. It's about empowerment. Here's what we did for my own parents. Installed grab bars in the bathroom and near the stairs. Replaced throw rugs with non-slip mats. Added motion sensor lights in dark hallways. Raised their favorite chair slightly so they could get up without strain. Switched to warm, high-contrast lighting to help with visibility at night. Each change seemed small, until my mother said, "I feel like the house fits me now, like it knows how I move." But safety isn't just physical. It's also about staying protected from medical risks, too. That means staying up to date with vaccinations like flu, pneumonia, and shingles. Scheduling regular dental cleanings to prevent infections and inflammation. Checking in on medication side effects that might increase fall risk, like dizziness. And above all, keeping track. We use a simple health notebook for my parents. It holds test results, medication changes, notes from appointments, questions for next visits. It's not fancy, but it's powerful. Because when you have clarity, you stop reacting and start planning. A safe home, a supported body, and a well-informed mind. That's the foundation for thriving in the years ahead. And yet, there's one more thing you need. Something deeper than data, stronger than supplements. In the next part, I'll share the most powerful medicine of all, a sense of purpose. There's something I've noticed, something no doctor ever taught me. People don't just get older because their bodies slow down. They grow old when they feel they have nothing left to wake up for. It's not just about years, it's about meaning. Let me tell you about Mrs. Margaret, 73, who lives in my building. After retiring from teaching, she felt lost. Her calendar was empty. Her phone was quiet. Then, one day, she signed up to read books to first graders at a nearby school. She told me, "When those kids lean in to hear my stories, I feel needed again." Her steps became quicker, her eyes brighter. She wasn't just surviving, she was living for something. Science agrees. Studies from Yale and Harvard show that having a sense of purpose is linked to longer life, lower risk of Alzheimer's, and better heart health. Why? Because purpose gives structure, connection, and hope. And purpose isn't always some big mission. It can be tending to your garden, volunteering once a week, teaching your grandson how to bake, sharing your life story with someone who needs it, even leaving comments on videos like this to pass your wisdom forward. Mr. Sam, 88, declined surgery for colon cancer. He told his doctor, "I don't want more time in a hospital. I want more time at my granddaughter's piano recitals." He spent the next 2 years doing just that. And when he passed, it was with no regrets. His life wasn't defined by the disease. It was shaped by his decision to live meaningfully. So let me ask you, what gives your life color right now? Is it music, movement, faith, friendship, laughter? If you're watching this video and something comes to mind, even something small, write it in the comments. Tell us what makes your day worth waking up for. Because that story could inspire someone else who's searching for their next step. And if you're not sure what your purpose is yet, that's okay. It's never too late to find it. In our final part, I'll help you bring it all together with a practical, loving look at what it means to truly thrive in your golden years. So what is health, really? Is it a perfect lab report? A calendar full of appointments? A medicine cabinet lined with pills? Real health is the power to keep doing what you love. It's the strength to hold your grandchild in your arms, the joy of sipping tea with an old friend, the freedom to wake up and choose how you spend your day. My mother once told me, "To me, being healthy means having enough energy to laugh, to cook, to walk outside when the sun is warm." And I believe her, because when you think about it, the second half of life isn't about chasing more years. It's about choosing how to live the ones you already have. Let's take a moment to look back. You've learned which tests still matter and which ones you can let go. You've seen how food, movement, rest, and connection shape your future more than any single scan. You've felt the quiet strength that comes from emotional healing, safe spaces, and a sense of purpose. And if even one idea today helped shift how you see your health, then this video has done its job. Now, I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, please enter 1 in the comments. If it didn't speak to you, that's okay too. Just write 0. And if you're facing any health concerns, or even just have a question, leave a comment below. We read every single one, and we'll reply with care. This is a space for real connection. And if you haven't yet, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because we have many more stories, insights, and tools coming your way. Let's grow wiser together. Let's protect our health, but never forget to protect our joy. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care, and take pride in the life you're still creating.